I'm retro, let's get it. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. Yeah, it's lit in the chop shop. Turn your dials up in the drop top. They ain't based in debate, but they keep it fact straight. Going 30 for 30, let's do a first take on Facebook Live from 12 to 2. Rob Hatter and Jim Hicks going back and forth like Carter Ray and Skip Bayless and Stephen Smith. From on the court, off the court, straight to the field. Not a man that steals, but I made it steal. To the octagon where I fight to kill. We go face to face, then you write your will. I don't play tennis, but I bring the racket. I'm on the floor, I attack the basket. Put you in the casket when I'm overlapping. Never showing mercy, cause I'm always snapping. Never showing mercy when I'm in the arena. Step into the ring, he hit me as I beat him. Step into the court, I'm never backing down. Killing competition, I'm smacking down. Let me get back to the other stuff at the chop shop, cause they cutting up. It's retro, coming to you live to the chop shop. Now let's turn it up. Yeah, we in the chop shop, man. Shout out to Jim Hicks and Rob Hatter. You can catch the chop shop live from 12 to 2 on Facebook Live. Let's get it. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop.
H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. I'm Dodo, alongside Mr. Hatter and Mr. Jimmy. Started off with the starting five.
Hey, and the starting five for the day is Jessica Brooks. Let me go. Mindy Collins, all women. Karen Thomas, Lori Dyson. Where you been, Lori? And Tyandra Holmes. And Tiffany Sanders is our six woman. And let me see who else, any more women on there. I'm going to shout out to Tori Raspberry. I got you. Kimberly Jackson. I got you. Rosie Johnson. I got you. Hold on. Let me talk to all the women. Hold on. Oh, that's all I got. That's all. Oh, Sonia Billingsley. She just so guess what, y'all? It's a great day in sports. Look who we got. It's Women Rock Wednesday. We got Dorian Branch of Dodo Knows is in the building. Well, we just thought we'd surprise y'all with that. But let me tell y'all something. Let's it's Women Rock Wednesday. Y'all got to hold on. This history. Hold on. Kamala Harris has now made history as the first black woman to join a major party ticket. It is Kamala, Jimmy. I already know. I done looked it up. I done already talked to her. It's not Kamala. It's not Kamala. All that is come. Like as come to me.
No, you said Kamala at first.
I know. And guess what? Yeah. And guess what? And I self-corrected myself. But yesterday, former Vice President Joe Biden has chosen Senator Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, I got it right that time, to be his running mate. And if they should win, she will become not just the first black woman vice president, but also the first vice president of any race. And also due to her legacy of her mother, the first Asian American president. It would be history twice made. For a lot of black women in America today, this is an ultimate affirmation. The loyalty that black women have uniquely shown for this Democratic Party has not always been returned. And Jimmy, when I'm watching Kamala, and I watched it yesterday and listened to Joy Reid talk about her. Jimmy, I thought about this one woman. A lot of people forget about, and I'm gonna play a little excerpt from her, and I want y'all to check this out.
Is usually persona non grata with those who have been the beneficiaries of the system. A Catalyst for Change has to be able to withstand the insults, the humiliations, the abuses, and the slurs. What's wrong with my running for president of this country? After all, for 15 years, I have been the ghostwriter for a lot of them.
Do you think America is ready for a president that is both black and a woman?
America hasn't been ready for a lot of things. America wasn't ready for the tremendous civil rights movement that resulted in the Voting Rights Act that gave the black people of this country a great deal of freedom in terms of what had been denied to them. America wasn't ready for a Catholic president, they say. We will not know whether America is ready for me or not until the people of this country go to the polls and make that decision. This is a challenge. But I think what is even more important than whether or not America is ready for me as a president is to begin to prepare America for the fact that it is time that other peoples in America besides white males run for the highest office in this land. It's a preparation for the atmosphere to bring about the realization that someday blacks will lead this country, that someday women will lead this country. That's what this is all about.
Why do you want to be President of the United States?
I want to be President of the United States because I'm very concerned about the direction in which this country is moving. I think that there has come the time in America for a new kind of moral leadership.
Welcome back. Y'all, I have to play that. You know, I thought about Shirley Chisholm as soon as Kamala was picked, and I thought about that, and a lot of people forget about she wasn't on a major ticket. She just said, look, that was in 1972, and it's now 2020, and we got an African-American woman that went to Howard University. You know what, Jimmy? I'm telling you, Jimmy, I did not know when I was a young man deciding where I was going to go to college, I promise you, Howard was not in question. Howard was never thought about, and I hate that, and I hope some young kid going to watch this on YouTube, going to watch this on Facebook and understand, hey, man, Howard is a great school. Now we understand. Jimmy, let me explain to some about Howard, man. I mean, I was sitting there watching, they was talking about Howard University, and now they got the first, let's check this out now, the first black woman VP nominee, the first black Supreme Court justice, the first black U.S. senator, the first black U.S. governor, the first black woman lawyer, the first Harvard Business School grad, the first African-American, and the first black woman attorney general of New York State, and the first black mayor of New York City. Let me tell you something, man. It's maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know, but I am so proud and that I didn't know what Joe Biden was going to do, but I was just so proud that he picked this lady. A controversial choice, and a choice that I promise you the other side does not like. I want to hear from you, Dodo. You're a young woman. You're a young woman in this thing. How proud are you that this happened yesterday? Oh, she done clicked up. Oh, you're back on. What you doing? Oh,
you back now. Am I back?
Yeah, you back. You back.
Okay. Well, you know, for me being a young woman, it's very exciting to see, because I actually remember when Barack Obama got elected as president and how much that meant So that was a black man. So now when you see a black woman in that, almost in that same position as the vice president candidate, it's just very exciting, and it's very, you know, like it makes you be able to look up to somebody. Forgetting about what you read and all of that stuff, just thinking about a black woman being able to hold the position that she's going to be holding, it just is very good, and it helps a lot of young women know that they could do that same thing in the future.
Yeah, and you're going to always have these clowns of people talking about what she ain't. Who, you know what? People talking about who she ain't and who she ain't. I ain't going to call their names out because I'm not going to justify them. But how the hell you know? On her driver's license, I bet you it's black. And guess what? You don't know who to mess with you and your family a long time ago. So, you know what? It kills me when people try to say what another person is not. Just sometimes, just shut the hell up. You know, sometimes sit this one out. All of you, just sit this one out. You know, go do something else with yourself and go self. Go nothing. Just sit this one out, Jimmy. I'm sorry, man, but you know, I get so passionate about something like this because Jimmy, on that rounds table, the gentleman's round table I had with Tyrone Irvin and his crew, the first question was asked is in that round table, Dodo, was how do you identify yourself? How do you identify yourself? As African American, do you get mad when people call you this? And you know what? And I just said, let me tell you something, man. It ain't what people call you, it's what you answer to. You follow me? You know, we got people, you know, it's who you answer to. Yeah, and that's what my mama told me that long time ago. And people trying to do and you know what? And it's these Negro naysayers who always have something to say. It ain't doing. Don't stop me today. But Jimmy, what's up, man? How you doing, Jimmy? You know, they gonna get me cranked up right here today. You know, just sit this one out, y'all. All you naysayers, you know who I'm talking to because you're talking to me, but I'm talking to all of y'all. Sit this one out. Go do something else with yourself. Jimmy, what's up, baby? Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me about Kamala.
Well, the thing is first and foremost, if the vice president on the ticket is the reason that you voting, that's determining whether you're voting for the presidential candidate or not, that already means you already made up your mind anyway. You just trying to justify what you was going to do in the dark or in the secrecy of you in that booth or right on that iPad or whatever you was going to do. So let's stop playing. My thing is simple. Either you want to continue with the current president and you okay with that and he's addressing your issues and you're getting satisfied, then go vote for the current president. Yes. Huh? Then guess what? Then you're going to make a change. It would not, understand, to many people, they wouldn't give two SHYTs as to who the hell was the assistant or the vice presidential candidate on the ticket. It don't matter how much the presidential candidate loses his memory. It doesn't matter how, it's a matter of some people just don't want this guy in the office. So that's the difference. Ain't nobody trying to win a popularity contest and try to convince you guys or people that's on the fence that this one is better. If your life is still going good, especially with this pandemic, and you see what's going on with these unemployment checks, and you see what's going on with your family members, and you see how some people might could have retained their lives or extended their lives a little longer in the healthcare industry, people, nursing home, you see what's going on. And the leadership, guess what? That's on you. So that's my thing on that. The African-American situation. So guess what? Guys, the African-American term is very similar for when you look at this grassroots basketball and you call every damn thing out there AAU. And we went through this long time ago. Every basketball out there ain't AAU. So every day they use the term because it came to a point a couple of decades ago when the white folk just said, well, y'all just choose whichever y'all want to be. Since we politically incorrect, we can't call you black. You don't want to be. Some of y'all don't want to be black. Some of y'all don't want to be African American. Then African American became the more accepted term of a couple of decades ago. We went through this stuff before. So we, as a race, we the one that opted to move forward with it wasn't nothing formal. Didn't nobody vote on it? No. But I'm talking about the politically correct term was then became African American. Everybody just ran with it. Now we at a point now where everybody want to pull back the layers of, well, if you wasn't born in Africa, or your descent wasn't in Africa, and they wasn't in. She was born in the United States of America, guys. She's black. So we got to go and use that political
driver's license. She's said black. When them police pull her ass over, she's black. So I'm just talking to them clowns.
Let's forget the African American.
Yeah, forget that. Yes.
So guess what? So you want to be a half breed? She a half breed.
Yeah.
I hear people now want to come and pull the pet terminology out because it makes them feel better. A lot of people when they talk about black folk and they can in a way that convince their hearts. I've heard people and saw people now. You know how you have two dogs, and one dog, they produce a puppy, but those two dogs are different species or different. Like you had a pit bull and a poodle, and they have a dog, so they call that dog what? A mutt. So now
I ain't calling nobody no mutt.
I'm watching white folks.
Well, all of us might be mutts then.
That's the terminology they're spitting out there because it makes them feel empowered.
I tell you what, Jimmy, I didn't go to a black college for 4 years. That woman went to a black college. Howard, you got to go to that college one time, and you will understand what I'm talking about. And if she survived that for 4 years, man, let me tell you something, man. You know what, Jimmy, all I'm telling them guys, you can do what you want to. But on this, just set this one out then. You can keep your comments because you ain't going to convince none of these people on this panel. Just all I'm saying is keep your comments and just set this one out. No matter what color you say she is, no matter what color, just sit this one out. I'm not saying she tried. I tell you what, somebody came, Jimmy, and hold up, I wrote it down, Jimmy, we got to go here. We got to go. Somebody on it, she said, hold up. And the same thing Rick Wilmore said. And Rick, you got to do me a favor. You tell me one of them damn criminals, if it was a criminal and she got him locked up, she the prosecutor, that's what the hell she's supposed to do. Now, Rick, you go do me a favor and go give me all the innocent people that she locked up. Don't tell me what Joe Biden, Donald Trump and them done told y'all. Go get me a list, Rick, of all the innocent black people that this woman herself locked up. Just go get me the list. Go get me the list instead of spewing out rhetoric. Let me show you something. A friend of mine texted me a black woman. I'm going to vote for her only because I have no choice. She's not it. She is not it. A biracial woman married to a white man that jail black women. Do your homework, baby. I'm not buying in. She married to a white man, so you tell me where her loyalty and her commitment stand. Only because clown Trump has to go, I'm a vote. So if that's your reason, baby, I told her vote. But go find me her records. Don't spew out stuff you've seen on the internet. Go to California. Listen to me. The people in California, find your people in California that live in California. She is a senator, Jimmy. It ain't but 100 senators in the whole planet. Ain't but 100. She is one of them. That's the thing that I'm saddened by, Jimmy, because guess what? It's going to be one less black senator, and it wasn't but two, her and Cory Booker. So guess what? In California, let's elect another black person out there. She's been elected. She's that powerful. She got elected in California. She was a presidential nominee until they start spewing all this crazy, unsubstantiated rhetoric about the woman. And guess what? in the coming weeks, I got a historian. He gave me information about Kamala Harris. That, guess what? She was playing politics and not understanding how that backfired her in the presidential race. But Jimmy, I know we got to go to a break. And I just want to share another thing about Shirley Chisholm during the break. And we'll get back. We'll get back right when we when we come back. Let me see. Let me find it. Hold on. Let me find that. Hold up. This for Kamala today. Hold on. I'm sorry. Chop shop. We'll be back.
The larger issue is that for too long, I think candidates have taken for granted the constituencies that have been the backbone of the Democratic Party and have overlooked those constituencies. And have, they show up when it's, close to election time and show up in a black church and want to get the vote, but just haven't been there before. At some point, folks get tired of just saying, oh, thank me for showing up and say, well, show up for me.
I stand before you today as a candidate for the Democratic nomination for the presidency of the United States of America. I am not the candidate of Black America, although I am Black and proud. I am not the candidate of the women's movement of this country, although I am a woman, and I'm equally proud of that. I am not the candidate of any political bosses or fat cats or special interests. I stand here now without endorsements from many big-name politicians or celebrities or any other kind of prop. I do not intend to offer to you the tired and glib cliches which for too long have been accepted part of our political life. I am the candidate of the people of America. Fellow Americans, we have looked in vain to the Nixon administration for the courage, the spirit, the character, and the words to lift us, to bring out the best in us, to rekindle in each of us our faith in the American dream. Yet all that we have received in return is just another smooth exercise in political manipulation, deceit and deception, callousness and indifference to our individual problems, and the disgusting playing of divisive politics, pitting the young against the old, labor against management, North against South, black against white.
And we're back with the second segment. Chop shop, you know what it is. Dodo knows. Dodo knows. We were talking about Senator Kamala Harris, but I want to talk about the senator from Georgia, who is also part owner of the Atlanta Dream. I don't know if y'all heard about her, Kelly Loeffler.
Yes.
But she has publicly stated that she doesn't support Black Lives Matter movement. She doesn't support the players doing that. And so in return, the players from the Atlanta Dream, which is her team, and also players from the other teams have worn shirts that have had the senator who she's running against name on it so that people will go and vote for that representative. Also in news with the Atlanta Dream point guard, Kennedy Carter has gotten hurt. Right now is expected to be a 2-week injury. It's an ankle injury, and she was the number 4 pick. So she has an ankle injury. She's out. New York Liberty point guard Sabrina Ionescu, ankle injury. She's out right now, and they're like grade 2, grade 3 sprains. So, you can't really tell the timetable for that. Those are probably the 2 most anticipated players for people to watch this year coming in. So with that being said, they are the 2 worst teams in the Eastern Conference, of course. But they probably were going to be that anyway with them 2 playing. But still, the excitement of the rookies being there is going to be gone. Also, Seattle Storm still looking like the best team to me. They have added some more games onto Twitter so that LaChina Robinson can be the commentator for those games. For people that don't know who that is, she was a long time Atlanta Dream analyst. Also did the conference that Wake Forest is in. So I think that's ACC, but she was also an analyst for ACC. She's going to be commentating the games that are on Twitter. People are very happy about that just because she represents women well. She's been in the game a long time. She promotes well. She just is the best move because the commentators that have been commentating for the game have some issues still, saying wrong people's names, calling the Dallas Wings the Mavericks. Just little stuff that people think are minor, but is major to them because if they're on TV, then they need to be respected and valued as much as, anybody else. So that's my spiel for today. Dodo knows.
Awesome.
Thank you all for listening.
And about the young lady, Kennedy Carter, I wasn't I know she's from Dallas, and Trey Phillips be talking about her on the Facebook feed a lot. And he told me to look out for her, but the last time I looked out for her, they got beat by 1,000. So she didn't play that well that game. So, but then I got a highlight, and I was supposed to save it for the day. I'm gonna go find it. A highlight of her. She's a dog. But my favorite girl right now, Ionescu, I just like her. I mean, some people, I just like her. I just like her game. It's just like her game. So, did you have anything to say about it? Dodo, I thought you
I just want to add. I do. I just wanted to add that everybody's like Ionescu because she was the #1 pick and all that. But whenever you're looking at game, what's most exciting? Who's going to be the most exciting to watch? Of course, it's going to be Kennedy, just because of her style of play. So I think that people just automatically assume like, oh, Ionescu would be the rookie of the year, all of that. But when it came to playing and who was really showing up, I definitely think that Kennedy has the edge right now. But with them both being out for, no telling right now, I don't know now.
Now earlier during the break, you had posted in the Boom Boom Room that most men, right? I think the problem, quote you, I think the problem is some men, not most, some men just still can't respect women. And that's the bottom line. That's your quote. Elaborate on that.
I said that because I still think that there's certain men and a few that be in our beloved Boom Boom Room, but it just seems like they just have to have the need to hate on women. If it's Women Rock Wednesday and we want to talk about women for 5 minutes, they have something to say about that. So I'm just saying, with Kamala being vice president candidate, with any woman being a candidate for a position possibly higher than them, they still always have something to say, and it's obvious. And so that's all I'm saying is it's still a lack of respect for women. And then of course our Black women, it's obvious. It's obvious. And so I said what I said, and I mean it.
And so now people, your age range, the college students, the upperclassmen, you just graduated from college, but still, you're in that range age-wise. What are your peers thinking towards election? Are most of your peers, are they concerned? Do they just not give a hoot? Or are they galvanizing? Because I see a lot of movement, a lot of traction on a lot of different campuses, which University of Texas recently went and got some stuff done that nobody thought would get done on that campus. They went and made the powers that be reverse course within a 45-day span. What are your peers thinking on these issues?
Well, a lot of people my age, of course, they wanted Bernie, to be the representative for the Democratic Party. Because
Could you help me?
Bernie said he was going to erase them college debts.
He said.
So you know what?
Notice
that's all they heard.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion. They heard them college debts were going to be completely erased, and I'm Team Bernie. you know? And so now we have Joe Biden and everybody wants to go be detectives and go dig down his deepest, darkest secrets. And then now we're going to do the same with Kamala. And it's just like, you know, as young people in the society that we're in with social media and everything, it's easy to see false information and it's easy to get swayed one way than the other way. People are so quick to say, oh, they did this when they did it, whenever they did it. And then they're like, oh, I can't like them anymore, you know? So it's just kind of hard for some people to form their own opinions. And I think that that's kind of where my generation is at.
Do you know one of my favorite sayings about politics? You've heard me say it on the show before. I always said, there's no permanent friends. There's no permanent enemies. There's permanent interests. Let me tell you something in politics. Y'all, all of them, let me tell you something. All of them guys are in cahoots with each other. If you don't know, I'm just telling you, and I understand that. Okay, we got a two-party system. You can run as a third party, but a two-party system gonna win in this thing. So you better be your interests need to be aligned, and make sure one of those be aligned with aligned with what you want. But I was just thinking about it because I go back and watch some of Kamala Harris earlier runs for governor. I mean, not runs for office in California. Guess who was one of her donors? Donald Trump. But he called her nasty, vile woman. And y'all got to help me, especially you Trumpers. Why every woman, every black woman who says something against him, he got to call them nasty? You know, I'm just talking to the Trumpers, all you Trumpers. Every time, I ain't heard him call a man nasty yet. You know, and let me tell you some black women too, because when they get in these debates, you know how Trump, when he was in the primaries with those Republican women, he started talking about their cycles and their menstrual cycles and all that kind of stuff. Don't y'all let these black women, don't y'all let these people do Kamala Harris like that. Y'all like Jimmy said he would go do that summer team. Y'all tear their ass up. When they do that, when they do stuff like that. Y'all, let me tell you something. I think it was a great, people talking about Susan Rice. Yes, I know. Kamala Harris. Let me tell you something. You know when I fell in love with her? Because I ain't going to tell you me. Let me help y'all out. At first, I didn't like her. Guess how shallow I was, Jimmy? And I'll tell the truth. Shallow I was, I said, because she got a white husband. I done smacked myself 1,000 times since then. Because guess what I did? When I know better, I do better. Guess what I found out? She always dated. She went to Howard. Stan Barrett on ESPN. He went to school with her. Willie Brown, she dated. She always dated black men. She got set up with this guy on a blind date. Her husband on a blind date by her best friend. So you can't help it who you fall in love with. Yeah, I'm just telling. And I was very, very, very shallow when I first. But I guess what I went and did. I went and researched it and went and learned. I just wanted to. And I let that in the primaries. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I let that cloud my judgments. That's why I tell y'all, just sit this one out. But guess what? I didn't come out and publicly talk about Kamala Harris because I'm not going to, that ain't me. But it's just that when you know better, you do better, Jimmy. And I just said, it didn't have nothing to do, because let me tell you something. I knew she was, and when she did that Brett Kavanaugh hearing for the Supreme Court, I fell in love with her. Then, the bar, she grilling about Justice Attorney General Barr. I fell in love with her. So let me tell you something. They got a tough woman up there. They got a tough woman on there, and I wouldn't want to be Mike Pence when he got to debate her in the vice president debates. So what else you got, Jim?
Yeah, I mean I'm just looking at some of the comments, and and you know the conversation is good and the dialogue is good and healthy and on there, which is
Oh
good.
yeah, I want y'all to disagree.
It's you know the opinions. People just basically, some people sharpening their pencil or their knife against others and with their thoughts, and other people may have been in another chat room or another show
Echo
and got
chamber.
some thoughts to the chop shop and see how you guys can dispel some of the stuff they may have heard other places and vice versa.
Right.
And that's why dialogue is healthy. And we you know, and I commend you guys and even for in this situation, you look at a guy, you look at somebody like even like Walter Yates. And so Walter comes here with his thoughts and his opinion, and I read the comment he mentioned earlier. He's, you know, and basically I'm paraphrasing, he's just basically said that's his opinion. So I mean, it's his opinion. So he reserves the right in this country to feel however the hell he want to feel. Now, that's the whole thing. Now, you reserve the right to either feel the way you want to feel, and you're going to attempt to convince him, but at the same time, some people, you're not convincing them to change their mind.
No, Walter said he wanted Susan Rice, so he mad Susan Rice didn't get picked. So I'm gonna come on.
So that means,
but it's okay.
So that means that Susan Rice is a deal breaker. If that's a deal breaker for you, then so be it.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, no matter what, once again, me personally, no matter who the hell he could have got Boo Boo the Fool to be his running mate. First of all, how many times have you think about it? Now this vice president that's currently in office? You've seen him a few times. He's made a few comments, but they're way in the back. They're not on the forefront. When understand
we
something.
understand that. That's if this woman.
But
Jimmy,
a lot of people,
they making a big do it doubt because who the woman is. Jimmy, we understand.
Obama was president,
Jimmy.
When Obama was president, you didn't hear a peep from this
out of
guy
Biden
when he was VP.
You
didn't hear Joe. People had forgot Joe Biden was the VP.
Jimmy, I got one better for you. Sarah Palin was the vice president candidate. Jimmy.
Yeah, and that helped the country out. That helped Obama out a great deal.
So guess what?
That really helped him out.
So it does matter though, Jimmy. Then it matters then.
No. Remember what she was doing though? She took the lead on. Remember, she was running for just like Miss Harris was doing. She ran on the and got didn't have the delegates during the Republican convention, and then McCain won, and then he brought her on the ticket, and she kept running. But she did not fall back into that assistant, that vice presidential role. She was doing more, the dual or more talking than McCain. And the more she talked, the more stuff came out that set that side of the fence, that Republican side of the ticket back. And that's the thing. That's why you notice now the vice president, they zip it. They don't doing all that. So what are you expecting for her to do? So if that's your reason, that's all I'm saying. Well, explain to me what you're really expecting her to do. Either you down with it, either you down with a black woman being on this ticket, or you not. Trust me, there are some white folks out there, probably way more white folks than there are black folks that's disappointed because they just didn't want there were some people on that fence that don't want nobody black, especially no black woman. They didn't want a white woman. They didn't want a white woman in the office. So they damn sure don't want a woman in there.
You know what I love about this though? And I think I said something and I didn't hear no comment on it. But I said, guess who was a big donor for Kamala Harris when she ran for California Attorney General? It was Donald Trump, the man who finna talk about it. I'm trying to tell y'all, boy, this. But you know what got me yesterday, Dodo? And I want a young person's opinion. This dude, Ari Fleischer, he on Fox. He's a Fox contributor. He had the nerve. See, this is why I tell people to sit this one out. We ain't got time for you. Sit this one out. Go, Jimmy. Ari Fleischer said, this is a white man talking for us. For black people. He said, she's just not that historically exciting to African Americans. Ari Fleischer, go Google it. go to Fox. Ari Fleischer said it's a white man came out of his mouth. What the hell do he know what's exciting to black? See, that's our problem. We let these people talk for us too damn much, and we listen to them, and then we come on this show and go type stuff. Hey man, we got people out here talking for us. And I sure wish you'll call Fox and text Fox and tweet on Fox and go to their email site and tell them, excuse me, Ari Fleischer don't speak for us. Please do. Be as adamant as you are on the Chop Shop feed. Stick your chest out against Fox. Ladies and gentlemen, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, Jimmy.
We up against the break, and we up against the break again, right?
Yeah, let's break.
Let's go to break, and we come back,
I
guys.
bet you Ken Lutz, call Fox. Now, what you say, Jim?
We'll dive into some hoops, some NBA, and results and updates, and also, of course, my daily dose of Major League Baseball.
Man, come on, man. Chop Shop, we'll be back in a minute. Yeah, I already know what you about to talk about.
Bossman. DJ Khaled. Left hand, right hand. Yeah. Put it in the sink. Front hand, back hand, right with hand. Some soap in between. Yeah.
Wash your hands, clean them up. Wash your hands, clean them up. Wash your hands, clean them up. Wash your hands, clean them up.
Yeah. Left hand, right hand. Put it in. Put some soap in. Right hand, right hand. Match it up.
Now lather.
Clean it up. Yeah.
Don't dap me up, bro. Back
My
it
hands
up.
got cleaned up.
Back it up.
Yeah, don't dab me up.
Yeah.
Limited daps. Limited. Baby, step back.
DJ Khaled.
I don't want that. Limited daps. 6 feet. Baby, step back. I don't want
We
that.
the cleanest.
I wanna say I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I try and be stronger in this life I chose, but I want you to know.
Hey, y'all, that last video, I had to stick it to y'all, some of y'all who's watching. Well, call him anyway, Ken Lutz. But first of all, Kamala Harris in the band dancing. And then the next one, Jimmy, I had to play with that one. I'm going to play it one more time so you can understand what I'm talking about. They said, somebody sent me this saying, this Pat Beverly talking to, calling Dame Lillard back. And this was Pat Beverly told Dame Lillard the other day.
I want to say I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I try and be stronger in this life I chose, but I want you to know.
Hey, y'all, that was, somebody sent that to me, Jimmy. Doug, I had to play it because, I mean, I was hilarious this morning. They said, man, that's what Pat Beverly, because I don't know if you were on another planet and don't realize Damian Lillard, after scoring 50-some points the other night, he went for 61 last night. And Jimmy, he needed every last one of them buckets, Dodo. What y'all got to say? Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I didn't want to jump you. Let's hold up. Before we go there, what did you have to say about baseball? I'm going to let you get your fix out about baseball. Up 6-2 and get their ass whooped. Just talk about baseball for a little bit for me, Jimmy. Help me.
And that would be the Astros bullpen, who now the starting pitchers that I mentioned. Of course, the Astros lose last night in the extra innings, 7-6 to the Giants. And watching the game, I watched the last 2 innings of it, and Astros was up. another blown save. Remember, our closer is out for the year, Osuna, and so our bullpen has really. I got the numbers for this bullpen. In the last 7 games, this is the bullpen for the Astros. They've combined for 27 innings, gave up 26 runs, 24 of those earned, 7 home runs, 18 walks, and an 8.0 ERA from the Astros bullpen. The starters have been doing good. This was one of those games where they were in rare air. As I mean you, the magic numbers when the Astros scored 6 runs, then they should win. And that one, sure, they had the 6-5 lead, and that was one of those occurrences. And they lost that game. And so the Astros, and you know what? That's 5 times that the Astros have went extra innings in the season, which is only like 16, 17 games long. 5 extra inning games. That means you are tied going into after the conclusion of the 9th inning. So that's 5 very winnable games that you just squandered. Astros would have easily been 12-5 right now. Easy. Could have been 12-5. And still, and with all of the stuff still going on, they should be 12-5 easy. But they're not. And so good thing about it.
Jim. With all the stuff going on, and this for you too, Mindy, they should be 12-5 easy?
Yeah.
What's the easy part?
Being able to, when you understand, and I just said, for you to go extra innings, that means either you had the lead or the game is tied. That means you're not losing going. That means now, remember, with these new implemented rules for extra innings, you have a runner starts on second base. And all it takes is basically a base hit scores that run. A base hit scores that run. Timely hitting to the behind the runner. The Astros haven't been doing that consistently. I mean, hitting behind the runner means if there's a runner on second, then you try unless you're a dead pull hitter, then you try to spray that ball and get it behind, hit it to right field, to the right side of the field. He's going to advance. Same thing if it's a run on third, you try to get that ball on the ground or hit it hard as you can to the right side of the field. That means that guy's going to be running from third and getting home. Advancing the runners with fundamental baseball is what's needed. But guess what? Springer got to see action last night as a pinch runner, and he was stranded on third in that inning. 1 out. Had 1 out, run on third. We can't. So we'll see how it goes in Dusty Baker. And guess what?
Guess what Doug said? If that's the case, if you're using that weak stuff, his Reds should be 13-4. He said his Reds.
The Reds ain't went to 5 extra innings. I'm talking about 5 games. 5 games that could have went. In those 5, I think the Astros may have only won one of those extra inning games. Shoot, that's
what that dude said. I'm sorry. Hey, Jimmy, hold on, Jimmy. Mindy asked me who my team today. Guess who my team today, Jimmy? The Yankees. They won 9-6 last night. I'm a Yankee today. I'm gonna go get my shirt in a minute. I got a Yankee shirt too. You know what? I got everybody's shirt except for Astro shirt. I refuse to buy Astro. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy one, and guess what I'm gonna do to it, Jimmy? I'm gonna burn it. How about that?
You acting like the fans in Cleveland.
Yep. No. Yep.
And so it also on, before we get into basketball, we go down and get into basketball now. We mentioned a little bit of we go to the amateur sector later. You mentioned Dame Lillard stepped up with the 61 last night, and that was indeed the win that Portland needed. Now, because Dallas Mavericks, that's not an easy task, And you notice how Luka. Think about the narratives from a lot of the media, a lot of the people that love Luka. They did their best to protect Luka in that loss. Luka finished with about 28 points. I don't have it in front of me, and 28 or less.
Jimmy, they win in
This dude
overtime.
scored
Now,
6
what you about to say about Luka? They win in overtime now.
You got outscored by almost 40, by 35 plus points. That ain't supposed to happen. That ain't supposed to happen.
Luka don't play no defense. What are you talking about?
They say the same thing about James Harden.
Jimmy, wait a minute, Jim. So Luka was supposed to stop Jimmy. Luka was supposed to stop Damian Lillard.
Dude, when it comes to stopping, you can't stop no NBA player if they're in their zone. But what you can do, you can make a play that can preserve the game. That was a winnable game. That wasn't like he scored 61 and it was a blowout. That was a game that needed a play down the stretch. That's when, like, remember LeBron went and blocked the shot of when defended Paul George and Kawhi.
Jimmy, stop. Don't ever mention LeBron's name and Luka's name at the same time. Don't do that.
It's not comparing the player. We're talking about the situation. The situation is the same.
Well, use another guy that Use another guy that chased down the block.
We talking about all-star versus all-star. You fill in the blank. A plus B equals C. I don't give a damn who the variables are. You A, that's B. So therefore, you're supposed to make a stop. You're supposed to at least win the game. He can have his 60.
He had 25 points, 10 assists. Jimmy, 25 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds.
25 points. You got outscored by 31 points.
He don't get outscored by 30. No. Yeah, you can't. No.
When stars are opposite mega stars, they're hardly guarding each other the whole game. So, but at the same time, when the game is over, what we're gonna say, so-and-so bust so-and-so's ass. That's how we say it. Even though they didn't guard each other, but maybe 8 possessions. But and their family knows it. Their team knows it. But
Jimmy, you know what kills me about you? I don't mind you saying what Dame does, but you always try to demoralize the others. Like the other day, you got this kid had 25, 10
I don't think
rebounds.
you understand.
He didn't stink the game up.
Elder.
You have to.
Didn't nobody say? Hold on. Wait a minute. When did somebody say? I didn't say he stunk no nut. I say he's supposed to make a play to preserve the win. They were winning.
You say he got outscored by 30 points. That's what you said. You say he got outscored by 30 points.
Dude.
That's what you said now.
Make a play. I said that as well. I said that too. But you taking what you want to run with it. Hell, he's supposed to make a play.
Excuse me, Jimmy. Intelligent people listen.
You had the lead in under a minute to go. And the ball.
So the other day, hold up. Okay.
But the lead.
Okay. The other day, Damian Lillard, it was tied. He was at the line with I don't know how many seconds left. And he missed 2 free throws to lose the game. Right? He missed 2. It just happened. These kind of stuff happens in a basketball game.
And
he lost. He lost that game.
You get an opportunity for redemption, and that's what we're seeing with Dame Lillard right now. And it's still not over because he can come back. He can come back in his last game, and he can very well choke.
No, Jimmy. I like Dame. Don't leave Dame. Hold up. I got this.
Blazers behind Damian Lillard, 61 points, and
it's still unfinished business. They have 1 game remaining, and that's Portland. Still unfinished business, man. And who does Portland play? Brooklyn. They play Brooklyn. So that Brooklyn game,
they're gonna beat the brakes off of the Brooklyn.
We said the same thing about the Clippers. They're gonna beat the brakes out of Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a scary game.
We'll see.
Because we don't know. Guess what? Brooklyn is going to rest some people. They know they have their playoff seed already set. But at the same time, I think they won last night. Then they beat Orlando, I think, and they've clinched the 7th seed. So the Brooklyn already know they're playing Toronto. So there's absolutely zero reason to play extended minutes for their starters.
Okay, so I got a question. Was it any reason for Luka to win that game last night? Was it any reason? Is Luka's? Wait a minute. Isn't Luka solidified in the playoffs already?
How many minutes did he play last night?
I ask you a question. Are they solidified in the playoffs?
Yes, they solidified in the playoffs. Absolutely.
So he didn't have no incentive. Dane.
So if he didn't have no incentive, that means you're implying that every player on the court don't give a hoot about nothing right now.
You just said that, Jimmy. You just said it.
That's what you're saying. I didn't say that.
You said what you.
I know that. I know that competition is at a premium
Jimmy,
when certain guys are opposite each other on that floor.
You
certain
ain't listening
guys,
to yourself. You
guys,
just said
they compete.
The
and
Nets.
they're talking.
Did you say the Nets?
There's a reason that you got that music, and then the NBA did not want to go with just hot mics. There's one reason that superseded in the meetings. They said they did not want the general public to hear everything those guys are saying on the court, because they know the competitive level is epic when certain teams are matched up. They know that, and guess what? Even though it's already tape delayed by about 8 seconds, but they would be bleeping out every doggone word that comes out, and them guys challenging each other the way they do. My thing is, guess what? The Portland, they got the number 8 seed right now, and they get in. They need a win over Brooklyn, or they need a loss by Memphis, Phoenix, and San Antonio, right? Or that's to get that 8 seed, which 8 and 9 don't really matter because no home court advantage. They got the 8 going to play 9 anyway. But the 8 seed they have to lose twice. The 9th seed has to beat the 8 seed 2 times. The 8 seed only has to win 1 game. That's the benefit of getting the 8 seed versus the 9th seed. So Memphis, they have the 9th seed right now, but they hold the tiebreaker over Phoenix, which is great.
If they had Jaren Jackson, I'd be Dylan Brooks. I want to throw him in the ocean. I don't like this thing. But Jimmy, hey, while we were out, Jimmy, somebody text me something, man.
Hold on, while you pulling it up, let me tell you guys how Memphis can get in, which they're the 9th seed, but Memphis isn't in the clear yet.
No, I said Memphis.
Memphis need to win. Yeah. Obviously, hold their own fate because they win, right? Or if they lose, they also need Portland and San Antonio to lose. But if Memphis loses, then you're talking about, and Phoenix wins, Phoenix comes and get that 9th seed. I like that play-in game. Phoenix ain't lost a game in the bubble. And guess what? Monty Williams, another brother.
Man, I cannot believe you talking about, hey, you got into a 30-minute tirade one time on the show because I said Monty Williams is a good coach. And you talking,
that was before the bubble. That was before the bubble.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I respect that.
Hey,
I respect that.
Black Lives Matter in the bubble now. So I'm down with Monty.
Jimmy, you just said something. Black Lives Matter in the bubble. I wish Black Lives Matter on the Boom Boom Room. I'm going to show you why. I just get an anonymous text. I'm not going to tell you who he is. He said, Robert, I realize politics is a divisive topic. But these Negro naysayers in the Boom Boom Room apparently are politically naive. Hold on. Oh, he said, this is a two-party system, so either you're supporting Biden or you're supporting Trump. When people go to vote, they are voting for the president, not the vice president, as Jimmy so eloquently said it. There is no perfect candidate, so get over your feelings and your disappointment with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Boy, he said, that's how we got food. That's how we got this fool in office now. Oh, hold up. Let me give him one for that. Hold up, Jimmy. Hold up, Jimmy. Hold up, Jimmy. Hold up. I got to give him one for that. Hold on. He said, that's how we got this fool in office. Where the next one? He said, that's how we got this fool in office. People had issues with Hillary and didn't go vote. We cannot afford to be politically immature any longer. That's why I told you people, notice I said, I ain't tell you what you do. You got your panties in a barn. All I said was, just set this one out. If you don't, just set it out. It's all right. But that's all. Thank you, anonymous guest. I ain't gonna tell them who you were, but keep going. But that was good. So Jimmy, where you want to go from now? You through with the bubble? Are you through bubbling?
Yeah, and so of course somebody mentioned the Spurs, and yes, the Spurs do have an outside chance to get in. Believe it or not, they didn't. I mean, for real, especially with 3 starters out, I don't really need the Spurs to get in to this, because it wouldn't be they could mess around and pull off an upset. We don't want the Spurs. We don't want Memphis to get in. We want Phoenix and Portland to squabble it out for these last 2 spots. Either one of them could at least make it a 4-1 series or a 4-2 series with the Lakers.
Jimmy, what about the San Antonio fans, man? What about the San Antonio? What about the San Antonio fans?
San Antonio, here's what they need. They need to win, obviously. Then, even if they win, they need Memphis to lose. They need Phoenix to lose, and they need Portland to lose. So they need if the Lightning can strike and hit that many trees in the same night, then San Antonio deserves to be in. That's what needs to happen.
Hey, let me show you something, Jim.
Now,
what else you got? Jim, I got some bubble.
Now, it's a possible way they can get a 9th seed, just 2 of those 3 teams. If they win, and just 2 of those 3 teams I mentioned, Memphis, Phoenix, and Portland, if 2 of those 3 lose and San Antonio win, to make it simplified to you guys, then they can get the 9th seed. So not all 3 of them, just if 2 of them. Okay. So it's possible that 2/3 of those teams could lose. And but one thing about it though, how about the Lakers though? The Lakers, they're in a situation where they're the only team. They would be the only team come Friday that won't know their opponent in the whole playoffs. They will be the only team that don't. So that means that gives them 1 less day to prepare.
What team you talking about?
The Lakers. The Lakers got number 1 seed.
LeBron James.
The Kings of LA. The Lakers.
Who?
LeBron James.
He's playing the game. So understand that's a disadvantage though. That ain't an advantage for the Lakers. Because everybody's preparing now. You're going through tape now because a lot of guys who've been playing, like say whoever has to meet up against Indiana. Before the bubble, you weren't prepping as a primary option for TJ Warren. You see, Oladipo was your primary option that you're prepping for. Now you're prepping. Your scout is derived on different things. Hey, you can shoot at him.
Jimmy, all you got to do is have Jimmy Butler on your team. TJ Warren couldn't buy a bucket of the day.
Matter of fact, who they going to play for? Let me see. Let me get the standing.
And while you're there, Jimmy, I got something for you.
All the matchups?
Guess what?
Say all the matchups. I want to hear them right now.
So some teams leaving now because some of these people about to leave, right? So the players are Dodo, the players are allowed to bring a family, and check this out. This is the caveat. Establish long-standing personal friends. You can't bring the Instagram model you just met last week. You can't bring the IG model into the bubble. Established, Jimmy, long-standing personal friend. And let me tell you something. The NBA security knows who. Let me repeat that. So if y'all just didn't know, the NBA security knows who everybody be around. Mm-hmm. Telling you that now. Okay. So that's what happened, Jimmy. You had to have established, long-standing personal friends. And then they're going to have special, hold up, guess what Disney going to do for if the families, but guess what, y'all? When the families come in, Jimmy, do you know, let's say, Dodo, let's just say you was dating one of these guys on the team, right? When you come in, right? So when you come in, Dodo, you got to quarantine for 7 days. Get tested every day for 7 days, right? Right? What if dude, hold on, during them times he go in the second round and he gets swept and he's ready to go home by the time you get out of quarantine? What you gonna say? Oh, we going to Disney World or something. I didn't come way up here and get quarantined for 7 days for nothing. Think about those. See, people ain't never thought about those logistics. You bring your little mama that got off the plane and her little Gucci and Louis and he came in there in our heels and he got the quarantine for 7 days and then you lose, Jimmy. It's time for us to go back home. Oh, dude, this is gonna be a hot mess, man, in that bubble. It's just, but Jimmy, Disney is gonna open up the park for the players' families. Just gonna open up the park. You got four guests per player, but that number can be exceeded for children. Okay, the guests can travel on team charters following testing. You know, the charter buses. Then the guests will be allowed to attend the games. What is a guest? Disney ain't playing. The NBA defines guests as long-standing. So Melvin Dew's talking about, Rob, can they bring the Instagram model in? Let me tell you something. No, she got too much mileage on her, Melvin Dew. But Jimmy, what you got, baby?
If you met them, if you haven't met them in person, and then obviously they're going to give you, the players are going to get a form to fill out, kind of similar to person locked up. You get a visitation form. They get a form to fill out of the persons that they are requesting to be admitted to come in as their guests.
Oh, yes.
And so on that form is going to be a document they have to sign at the bottom of it, saying that confirming that everything that they said above hereby is true, and I confirm, and this and that. So basically they're writing, if they've found there are a lot of single guys that are on these teams, guys, and a lot of guys that are in between girlfriends. So those are the ones that are at risk, and people are worried, concerned about, especially the young guys. They hormones all over the place. They want a conjugal visit, in this thing. So this is and what happens is, here's the thing, albeit, mind you, you're not just at the Coliseum, at your home Coliseum anymore.
Right.
You're at the hotels now.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, and of course these guys, they have big suites. Everybody have their own suites and stuff, but still, now your family is in a situation where some of the families don't want to be around that side piece. Well, that side piece believes she's the real piece if she get invited in here.
She the real side. Oh, she the number one. Jimmy, she the number one.
You get invited in here.
Hey,
you done made the cut.
No, Jimmy, slow down. Lou Will might bring more than one, because you remember he had two of them living with him.
Yeah, you get up to four. You get four.
Ooh.
You might have changed his name to Lou Wilt.
Hey, man. God. Hey, man. Hey, I don't even want to think about that no more. Jimmy, high school basketball, man. Let's talk about something. Because I've been seeing some stuff around here. I know. Wait a minute. When is Doug's event? Is it this weekend or next weekend?
Yeah, that's this weekend. That's Friday.
Okay, Doug's event is Friday. That's powered by you and Rick Nelson assisting.
I like this shirt. That's a good shirt there. That you dog. Hey, what I'm talking about.
If you
That's
don't
a dry fit right there.
Hold up. Okay. Do it one more time. Watch this. Hold up. Do it one more time. Do it one more time. Watch this here. See how quick I can get you off the screen? No.
Yeah, man.
That's a good shirt.
So,
when you get your shirt? When you get your shirt? When you get your shirt, Dodo?
No, she gonna tell you in just a second. We're gonna get to it in a second. First, okay. Doug doesn't. It's going to start on Friday. The schedule was released yesterday morning, and that's one of the benefits of think about it. Doug being his first event in Houston, and he and his brother, the Port Arthur Heat and Johnny Brown, and they used to do the a tournament every year down in Port Arthur until about a half decade ago. And so now this helps. Once again, this event was constructed to help Doug be able to move himself into the visibility or the opportunity to give some teams and certain players who really probably was underevaluated or didn't get as much exposure. Now Doug can't miss them. It ain't but 2 courts. So that's the thing, you know.
Is Doug still on the line? Is Doug? If Doug's, I want to ask Doug a question a little later. I want to ask Doug a question. If he's still there, Doug, if you're still there, just let me know. But keep going.
We'll see in just a second.
Okay.
And so he and Kim Jackson, she crazy. Harris kind of.
What Kim said?
Just mimicking something I said earlier. And but so this event, like I said, it's not a lot of the power. The name brand designer teams are not playing in that event.
Okay.
But there are teams with players, and that's the thing that's lost in this stuff. And I was watching it like last week when I attended the Houston Defender event, Pull Up or Shut Up, which was at the new facility, Open Sports Complex in Katy. And that's where Dodo was working and came to Houston and was working with the live broadcast, the live streaming of the event. So some of her collegiate education was being put to use in a field where, you know, even though albeit on the amateur level and the grassroots level, so she was exercising some of her skills with the live stream. So that's when I saw Dodo and I had to reward her. I went back on Sunday and gave her one of those RCS Sports shirts. Now you guys can get your shirt. I will have those available this weekend at Doug's Dozen Classic. That will be at the new facility right off 59 in Bissonnette. Download the RCS Sports app. RCS Sports. Download that app and you can get everything on there. Schedules, the venue, the directions, everything is on there. And we will have shirts available at that event. We haven't released them none. That's only people that's gotten some was people from the Chop Shop that had ordered some in the mail. And everybody who have ordered some should have well received their shirts by now. And so once again, I haven't even let the VIP news people know about the shirts or let them get them for sale. I've just been sitting on them to give all of the Chop Shop viewers a head start. And so that was the thing I wanted to get out about that this weekend. And of course, a lot of the designer name teams will be traveling to Dallas this weekend. That's where a lot of those guys will be at. And it's an event that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Buffington out of Dallas, he's a school teacher that has inserted himself into the grassroots scenario about 2 years ago, and has made quite a splash with his relationships with a lot of those guys. So a lot of people go to it. They go and attend events that they have relations with the event operator, and that's normally how it go. And so all eyes will be on a lot of our teams to see how they fare, especially our younger teams, our 15Us and 16Us and the Clyde Jacksons with the DOYA team and the Houston Defenders and the JL3, or they're Texas Pro now. That all eyes will be on that 15U division and see if indeed the Houston teams will be able to run the table against the DFW or other teams from other parts. Now, Dodo, you were there this past weekend. You got a chance to see a lot of the action at the Pull Up or Shut Up Classic. Give us your recap on some of the stuff. You got a chance to see boys basketball and girls basketball. But tell us what stood out to you at some of these events, being that you got a chance to watch boys for that long.
Well, actually, I haven't been to a boys AAU tournament since I can't even remember when. So it was fun being there. I like to ask a lot of questions, so I had to make sure I knew what age group I was watching at the time. I know that the A team that you were speaking about. That was probably the best team that I saw there, and they 15 and under, right?
Yeah.
So they beat, Drive Nation 17 and under, the Kentucky Defenders team, and some other people they blew up out the gym. So they were probably the best team that I saw. The best player that I probably saw was Terrence Arsenault. And the only reason why I know like a few of these people's names is because I was sitting right next to the famous guy that does the
Marco
table.
Yeah, the one-man band.
Yeah, one-man band, Marco. So he was doing the score sheet. He was announcing all that at the same time. So that's how I got to know those people. But those were the two things that I saw most.
And so you like that DOIA team.
Mm-hmm.
They would hey Adam, when I arrived, Dodo say, I got one PGW for you. I'm gonna show you when you get here.
Doug told me it was a lot of them.
No, but I'm talking at that time, she said it was one in particular. So I get there and I say, well, who? She say, Mr. Jimmy, it's him over there. And who did she guess who she pointed at?
Who?
Clyde Jackson.
The biggest PGW in the world. And he ain't got no kid out there. He a DGW, director gone wild. A DGW. He's a director gone wild. So what was he doing? What was he doing, Dodo?
One of his players got hurt. And so, he all out on the court, why the F you don't have your ankle braces on, and the boy really down there hurt, and
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I
text Mr. Jimmy and said, it's a PGW out here. I don't know.
Jimmy, let me tell you something. Only time I used to get mad at my son, only time he ever hurt his ankles, Jimmy, was what? When he don't have his ankle braces on. He ain't never heard it with his own, Dodo. But he won't. Man, I just didn't feel like putting them on. And when he get hurt, boy, I ain't gonna lie, I want to choke him. But Dodo, I ain't mad at that's not PGW. That's the boy should have had his damn braces on. Badass kid. These bad kids, man. But
and so now the mailbag today, which thanks you guys for sending this stuff in because it helps.
They don't send me no
and
more.
we've been able to address a lot of your questions, a lot of your comments. And I'm pulling it up right now. Hey, while I'm pulling it up, we have one for Brian Jolivet. He says how important it is to parents, college coaches, and summer ball coaches to have accurate stats for summer ball events. He said, I noted that more and more parents and coaches are asking for stats. And he said he have a solution, but he wants the input from some of you guys. Me personally, with the statistics, as you remember, I think Alan Branch provided stats for the Southwest Exposure Camp last month at the MI3 Center. I think nowadays what has happened, more and more parents know, as we had a coach on here yesterday, Dwayne Broussard from TCU, and he acknowledged that they know that a lot of times people provide them with fabricated or false intel, including stats. A lot of that stuff is catching up with a lot of people. Those stat sheets, those are often comprised by a certified or a qualified person that, probably that does it for colleges or whatnot. That's not easy because it takes two people to produce. In most cases, it takes two people, a stat person and a spotter. What they call a spotter is the person that's backing you up. But if you're at the table with a good clock person, then that clock person can actually serve as your spotter. Basket by number 3, the assist number 2, rebound by number 4, offensive rebound. That person can be talking it out loud to helping that guy out. So what do you think, Dodo, about stats in grassroots versus the conventional score sheet? Would that have helped on the girls' side?
I don't really think so. I think right now it's probably more important just because of the fact that the coaches can't come to the tournament, and actually watch the games for themselves. But other than that, I don't really see where that would have played a bigger role,
Jimmy, you being the basketball guru, what do you think about the stats? Who are the stats important to? Who are the stats important to? If it's important to the parents or it's important to the coaches? One thing I learned from Coach, and I saw that, and maybe he didn't have a chance to elaborate on it. If you're watching Baller TV or that streaming service that Dodo and them have, when you're watching that, right? How do you come up with an accurate, if I'm just a coach, how do I come up with an accurate roster and number sheet so I can know who this guy? Because do the powers that be in summer basketball understand this climate now? And the coach came on this show yesterday and explained, summer coaches, summer directors, it's important that you have detailed rosters and make sure when they on this whatever broadcast, make sure those coaches who you might think and just have it handy so the coaches can know who those guys. How can they fix that, Jimmy? Because that seemed like a problem for Coach. He didn't complain about it, but it just seemed like a problem.
Well, what a solution would be is if you're with a grassroots program and you're entering a tournament, I would strongly encourage you guys, number one, is to go and print out about a dozen of your rosters, right? And as you enter the gym and you come into the game right before game time, first, before the game starts, you take that roster over to the scorebook person. That way now they got the accurate, they can help them get everybody's name in. Okay. That gives them or you get the book and you write it in yourself. Now, number two, take a copy of those rosters. If you see some of to that camera person or that live feed person, provide him or her with a copy of your roster. And that helps them as well, because they might be making a mixtape, whatever. Now they know who's who. Take one and give one to the persons that are deemed the media in the building. If you see those would normally be seated on the baseline with the cameras, or you can, if you know them out by heart or by face, then they have a scouting service. You provide them with a roster. If there's a college coach in the building, which see this time of the year, the Division I coaches cannot come out, but many of the non-D1 coaches are in these buildings. Not everybody non-Division I school is able to come out right now. Some people if they do, they got to do it on their own dime. But this past weekend, the assistant coach from Blinn, I saw him in the building. Now, that might understand. So if Blinn is the only junior college or the only college in the building last weekend, hell, Blinn, he was like, he might well have been Kentucky or Duke. He was the only school in the building. It was a buffet for him to be able to get some stuff done. And guess what else it meant? There was nobody in there to tell it on him. And whatever he wanted to do, if he could have got an extra bump in and do whatever he wanted to do and walk out to the park, well, nobody let him talk. So that's the benefit, or one of the benefits of that. Now, as like Dodo, if I'm you and I'm filming a game again and you get that roster, what I would suggest, take the roster before the game starts and hold it up to the camera like that, and then fade it on back out. That way now then I do it again at halftime. I would go up under the camera, hold the paper up to it like that with the roster, and hold it back. That way now, those people that are watching, because a lot of people watch it live, and a lot of people go back and watch tape. That tape, you can pause it right there, and they can write stuff down that they need. Those are the little ways that you can help get through the broadcast on your own without being at the mercy of the event operator or the internet streaming provider to provide this stuff for you. I just think that a lot of people have a lot of the grassroots coaches they've formed habits so long to where it seems like it's hard as hell to get rosters from them. But it's the event operator here's the thing. Well, because I saw on social media yesterday, there was a college coach that threw that out there, and he was pissed off. He says it's the duty of the event operator. And I believe, and I agree with him. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the event operator is the person selling that live stream, or in charge of selling it live, or they may have made a deal and bartered a deal with the streaming company like a Baller TV or whoever else, and they may get the money themselves. But indirectly, if you're the event operator, it rolls downhill. So that means it's up to you to provide accurate, whoever's in charge of getting the money, because a lot of parents don't know. Those college coaches who watching those games, those college coaches are paying to watch those games. Now, albeit you're not supposed to charge the college coach a different price than you charge the general public. That's the NCAA rule. You can stream those things out, but you have to make the price the same. There can be no college coaches they watching the same stream, which that protects the colleges from being gouged on this stuff. So I hope that helps.
One thing I wanted to add to that too is I saw another school, but I don't know, I can't remember the name, but the coaches had on some orange polos, if that helps you. They were also there.
Oh, yes. There were. I'm trying to think. I saw them. You're right. I can't think what school it was. Small school. 2 coaches were there with the orange polo. I can't think who it was. And
they wasn't slick.
Huh?
I said they weren't slick.
And Jimmy, Brian Jolivet, he said a parent mentioned that a college coach asked her for stats. And he's just trying to determine if there's a need to capture stats.
Well,
if a coach asking a parent for stats.
Here's my thing on the stats.
Mm-hmm.
It's different layers in this stuff. And parents, if you can afford, for an event operator to provide a statistician to provide a real box score, it would cost that event operator about $30 extra per game. So you can do the math and figure how many $30 extra it would cost him to do that. Would parents want to come and buy what used to be free? Would parents decide, would they buy into the notion that all of a sudden now come buy the score sheets for $5?
These parents ain't trying to pay for nothing else, Jim. They ain't trying to pay for nothing else.
So it's like,
no.
That's why you saw when I went there, my face I'm like, but if it's a camp, then event operators need to build that into their price. You don't need to charge a la carte for every doggone thing, because then it becomes blatantly transparent that you're trying to just turn the people upside down and shake them after coming through the door. And it's coming to see their babies play is not meant to be that type of experience. Build it in. It's like a shirt. If I want to go and give everybody a shirt, then I would make to get in my building, it would be $15 instead of $10 or $20 and you get a shirt. You can find creative ways to make it, to include that price. A bundle is the word I'm looking for, that price into it. Some people, the people that the college coaches that really want those stats are the college coaches that are of the Division I stature. The non-Division I coaches are basically there themselves. The ones who are not, if they asking you for stats, then they really don't believe what you're sending them in the first
Jimmy,
place.
I apologize too, because I just thought about, I said them parents don't want nothing else to pay for. But if a guy gonna pay $500 to get into the event, I never underestimate these parents to pay for anything to get little Johnny scholarship. So I take that back, parents. I got to get out of my own head and just get in. I just know that y'all don't like to pay to get in game. I hear y'all talking about, man, it's too high to get in them games, and it's too high. But that's a different thing that you paying for stats for little Johnny, because you'll buy little Johnny anything, and you ain't got the money. You go rent little Johnny something, So most.
Yeah, I mean, that's another way to look at it.
Yeah.
And that is. I mean, you start thinking
I
about
just
like,
thought
well,
about
hell, you say, hell, some parents are willing to do so, but once again, is to raise the price for everybody, just because 3 or 4 parents want it. Is that the right thing to do? You have to basically, I would think, if you're an event operator, you would need to poll your coaches, your teams that's entering your event, and ask them, if there's something that they want or how they feel about that. And I'm just saying, it's a way you can do it. If you're charging $200 for your teams to enter, then raise your fee to $250, and then that $50 per team can go toward providing stats. It's ways to do it if that's the case, but it doesn't have to be the other way. That's all. And a lot of the parents, you're right. A lot of these parents, they're going to do what they want to do with their money, because everybody, especially those who can afford it, people on a everlasting quest to prove everybody wrong. And buy and subscribe to the theory that everybody is hating on your babies. And that's what happens. So that means that type of ignorance.
But Jimmy, some people do hate on these babies. Some people do hate on these kids. Now, let's get it out the way. Some people do hate on these kids.
Some people.
Some evaluators hate on these kids.
I think it's an indirection to where it's more so of grown folk really hate on the grown folk that's attached or surrounding the kid. So they're shooting at the grown folk, and the buckshot just happen to hit the kid.
You really think so?
That's what it looks like.
So you really think so?
Absolutely.
But guess what? You're still hurting the kid. I don't care if it's the grown person.
That's what I'm saying. But they're not shooting directly. They're shooting at you, and the buckshots happen to be the kid standing behind you.
You kill the kids. You're still going to jail. So,
but they.
I just don't understand.
I'm just saying, that's not the way you look at it.
Because I watch it, Jimmy.
Brandon says, no, Jimmy. I'm just telling you, Brandon, I'm not speaking for 100% of the people. I'm just saying, I said some people they may not like the grown-up. And the grown-up that, therefore, as a result, they will shoot. I say shoot, we use the analogy shoot. We mean shoot out their mouth, guys. So that's what, understand the analogy or the metaphor. So when you're shooting at the grown person that you really despise or dislike, and the words will sometimes, or your stone will miss the grown person and hit the kid. And that's commonplace. A lot of people all the way around. Think about it. I mean, you ain't got to go start naming names. Hell, that's, and as Stephen Wood said, the kid is collateral damage. Yeah.
So
in
you
a
sit
sense,
up here.
in that analogy.
I'm Jimmy. I just don't think like that. So I'm sitting up here. I don't like the grown folk, so I don't want. There's a lot of grown folks around here I don't like, but I want their kid to succeed. And I would never go and say, "Hey, man, don't recruit that man. I don't like his daddy. I don't like his AAU coach. I don't like the program they're in. I don't know. Maybe Dodo, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was about to say I don't know about that one, because toxic parents will mess up a college program. I'm telling you.
Toxic parents?
First hand.
You seen it?
Yeah, been through it.
Toxic parents. You know what, Jimmy? Jimmy, she ain't lying.
So those parents that have ran the kids all through grassroots and AAU and select and EYBL that ran the show the whole time, when they get to college, they think they're gonna do the same thing.
Jimmy, she's right.
And then when they coach, pulls that plug, that's all the transferring, which they kids transferred in grassroots and AAU as well, but it wasn't, everybody didn't know. It's a real bad thing. It's those toxic parents, though. I'm telling you that you can't get past that. I know people that won't get recruited because of their parents. Seriously, coaches before, whenever I was in the recruiting process, have told, just would in regular conversation or tell my mom, I was watching you during the game. That's just them saying that, seeing how the parents react to certain stuff.
But if you real good though, they don't care. If you
they gonna deal with it. They gonna deal with it for certain
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, you got to be super. So if you're marginal, but guess what? Don't nobody think their kid's marginal. Everybody think their kid's an all-star. And guess what? And maybe I had, I thought mine was good. I told him though. I said you better have I said you might think you good, but you better have a good backup plan, son, cause you's a midget. That's what I used to tell him. I said you's a midget that wear glasses. You ain't. But it's man. But I'm glad we're talking about this topic because I mean, if anything we can do to help, so parents. So this young lady just told you, this ain't come from me and Jimmy now, y'all. Okay? She just said she's seen where where a wrong parent can hurt a program. So just don't be that parent. That's all. That's all we trying to say. Just don't be that one. But the people out here evaluating these kids, just because you don't like Clyde, you can't get mad at the kid. Clyde, I mean, I know some people don't like Clyde. They're mad at Clyde because he's beating the hell out of them. But guess what? This dude came right on this show and said, "Man, that dude got a bad team, man. Hey, man, that means, hey, I don't like the one you call the PGW." He said, "Man, all that other stuff, me and him be getting into it. But the dude got a bad team. He got some players," and he mentioned the players. So that's the kind of role that I do. I didn't just thank you, man. No, coach. No, coach. I can't sign off on that kid, coach, because I don't like Jimmy. I can't sign off on that one, coach. And I don't like that.
And also amateur sports news. Of course, a couple of other conferences has decided to postpone. Remember yesterday when the press release came out, the word cancel was in there, and it felt kind of stern to put cancel or postpone. They said cancel.
I said that.
And it is being believed now that the Big Ten will just be postponed, and they will attempt to start in the spring with their football season.
But Jimmy, watch the play on words. Cancel the fall schedule, and the fall, postpone the fall. They said nothing about spring. That's why I kept asking you. I said, because I didn't read the thing.
But and understand, when if you're canceling something, that means you're not going to do it again. No matter when you do it again. That's what I'm saying. Now it don't matter when you do it. If you're canceling your sport, that's the word they did. They just jumped the gun on it. And guess what? Journalists make errors all the time. They really do, but you don't really know about it unless you're reading the back page on the corrections the next day. That's when every newspaper have a correction column the very next day, and it's going to be in small print. The front going to be 3 times as little, and it'll be somewhere in the back, or normally in the inside cover of your front page is where your corrections are, in the back inside.
Kim was supposed to teach me something, Jimmy, today. Kim, I don't know what it means. I've never seen the video. Kim, I know you don't know me that good, right? Kim, I don't listen to rap and all that. If it ain't Jay-Z or Young Jeezy, I don't know no other rappers. Them the only 2 I like, right? So I never listen. What's the girl name? Meg Thee Stallion. I never look at her, and I never look at the other girl, Cardi B. I never look at their stuff. So I didn't know what WAP mean.
Yeah, and that's not to be talked about right now.
It's not? Ain't it Women Rock Wednesday? Is it that bad?
Yeah.
Hold up. What? Well, hold up. Do you support them girls?
Yeah.
So what the hell you mean you don't want to talk about it?
What it stands for.
You want to tell me? Text me what it means then.
I'm going to
text it to me right now. Trey Phillips. I still don't. Hey, Trey Phillips. Hey, thank you for Trinity Carter telling me about her. Yes, she can ball. But I just don't. Y'all don't understand, man. I like R&B, man. I'm R&B. you know, it's hard. I ain't gonna let no girl get in my car and I'm playing. No. You playing some Teddy Pendergrass, you playing some Luther in my car or something like that when I'm driving. I don't like rap. So I'm just trying to figure out what Dodo, I'm waiting on the text now before I go any further, because they promised me they were gonna tell me what this mess mean. Oh, we ain't playing.
Say it in the boom.
They saying we ain't playing. That ain't
that
ain't bad.
Because that's not what it is. Look at Mr. Jimmy looking, because he knows.
Jimmy, I don't know. Because Jimmy, I ain't around no young folks, Jimmy.
So why is it a topic if you don't know what it means?
It's a topic because I told them that somebody been telling me about it. It pops up on my Twitter feed all the time now. I just don't know. I haven't seen the video. What does it mean? Oh, say Robert Calvin said, leave it alone. Wow. Tell me, somebody, is it that bad? Okay. So Christopher Calvin, since you said leave it alone, what the hell you doing listening to it? What y'all doing listening to this mess, this garbage then? Jimmy, you too grown. You too old to be listening to that mess.
Check your phone. I texted to you.
No, but what it mean though? I just want to know.
That's
oh yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's talk about something. All right, Jimmy. I promise you, I didn't know it till just now. Thank y'all. I'm not talking about that. Who was that told me to mention that? Jimmy, go back up the feed. Somebody's being messy. Who was that? I'm finna find her. Who was that, Jimmy? Kimberly, was it Kimberly? Somebody, I'm going back up the feed. Kimberly, I can't believe you did that. Jimmy, you could have just texted me, man. I really didn't know.
I mean, me personally, I
I like that though. Yeah.
My thing is,
I might watch it now, Jimmy.
If the artist of that song was Yolanda Adams, then I'm disappointed. I have something to say. That's part of the characters that have been the entertainment characters that were created by Cardi B and a Megan Thee Stallion.
It's not that bad to me.
I understand something. That's their stage names. That's not their real names. So they created these stage names, pole names, and as a result of their talent to rhyme. Well, in their characters, Cardi B has long been giving you guys. She's this generation.
Jimmy, you don't have Jimmy. I'm good. We good.
I understand.
I just didn't know.
Now. I'm not talking about what do you know or not. I'm talking about for us me and the way I feel about it. I feel about Cardi B is this generation's Little Kim. So and actually much more successful than Lil' Kim was back in the days when I was coming up. But so you expect what you expect from her. So
it now.
If this would have been Nicki Minaj, if she did that song, you would not be surprised.
Man, I just had no idea. That's all.
Megan Thee Stallion is capitalizing. This is a song. Put it like this. When I watched that video, it ain't the video, but when I listen to the song, that song is probably being played more times than every strip club in America this month. I can probably I'll put my right pocket on it. There's no song gonna be played more in strip clubs than that song. That's bread.
I ain't going to no strip club, but guess what? When I get off this show, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm just gonna tell you that now. I have not listened. I don't even know the beat. But now when you explain it, I thought it was just some so inhumane, because I've been hearing pundits just talk negative about the girls and talk about these girls are projecting themselves as hoes and all of that. They got one guy just tearing them up on tour. So what I did, I just never listened to it because I didn't know what it meant. Now, no, that's all right. Now, I got it. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. I probably done said that before.
Guess how many views that thing has yesterday?
How many?
60-something million. That's just on YouTube.
And I'm the only one I'm probably the only one hadn't heard of it, Bobby Benjamin. I'm probably the only, Jimmy, I got a question. I'm just curious now, Jimmy. Is it anybody else on this feed has not watched it and did not know what it means? I'm the only one? Wow. Unbelievable. I just want to know if it's anybody else. I just didn't know what it means. But I'm cool with it now. I'm in there. I'm in. What else we got, Jimmy? How we going? What you got? Some more mailbox stuff. You got some more mailbox stuff for me?
Yeah, man. We got more mailbox stuff. And let me go up in there and pull it up.
Michael haven't seen it too. So Michael like me. But Michael, when this show over, I'm watching it now. I'm just telling you, you're gonna be in a minority. When this show over with, I'm watching it. Michael said he never watched it. Who else said they did?
I mean, you know, and that is a good point. I'm looking at, and like I said, I love the Boom Boom Room because you guys got a point. I mean, we had Millie Jackson, we had Rudy Ray Moore, and people like Dodo. Have you ever heard of Rudy Ray Moore?
No, but I know Janet Jackson.
No, don't worry about Janet. No. I say Janet. I
said Janet.
No, Rudy Ray Moore.
Now, here's what I want you to do. This is gonna be funny as hell. This is a cross-cultural check. Your homework assignment. Just Google him one day over the next couple of days. When you come back there, I mean, it just, I understand. Seriously, when I was a young boy, and think about how times were, this is in the 70s. This was the guy that was the equivalent to the 2 Live crew. In the 80s had 2 Live crew, where the 70s had Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
Then the 90s had NWA. You see?
And Jimmy, hold up, Jimmy. They got a movie, Adore You can go watch the movie. Eddie Murphy is playing Rudy Ray Moore and Dolomite. He had a character called Dolomite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Lord.
That movie Dolomite. Yeah. Yes, and is Eddie Murphy playing the character of Rudy Ray Moore in that.
Marvin Gaye, Sexual Ray Moore, Healing. Teddy Pendergrass, Come On, Go With Me, Turn Out the Lights.
Yeah, but that wasn't cursing in that. I'm talking about artists that were vulgar.
Well, it was more censored back then, Jimmy. Now,
but they had, understand. Remember, Rudy Ray Moore took his vote. They recorded their live. He was a comedian as well.
Right.
And Millie Jackson would let hers go in concerts, and people would get her vintage. Right, when they would see her live in concert. That was the thing back then.
I got a question for Dodo. Coach, you know our resident narcissist, Walter Yates, he said most rappers are trash. These 2 women here gone too far. Did these girls go too far in this video to you, Dorian?
What is too far?
What
is too far?
What is sad that you don't know that okay. Somebody called him a sexist. Oh, you called him a sexist. What is too far?
Yeah.
What you mean by too far? Because I'm mad. You know why? Because I've been thinking that WAP means something vile. But
yeah,
I've said those. I mean, I've said those words probably before. But in the privacy,
he's trying to say young kids young kids probably shouldn't be listening to them, period. But
let's go. Okay.
Now they should, they shouldn't listen to them. They're not trying to run for office. They're not trying to get into these big roles that they're supposed to be looked up to. They're doing their job and they're making money from their job. Just like we said at the very beginning with Kamala Harris, she was doing her job at the time, but now it's a problem, right? We talked about that earlier.
She done incarcerated a whole lot of black people. And
Say, I got one from back in the days, and I'm thinking that you guys,
Well, we know what your little nigga. What else you got to say?
No. This is good for the soul of the chop shop. Because a lot of the viewers are at least a certain age, put it like that.
Yeah.
Like you just mentioned the Teddy P. You mentioned Teddy Pendergrass and some artists who made songs that if you read the lyrics, you know exactly what they were talking about. But they didn't curse. Mm-hmm. They kept it clean, but it was what they called nasty. So I was listening to one yesterday in the car, came on my Pandora, and it was one of my favorites because I love the melody of the song.
We know what kind of kid you were.
No, but this artist right here she wasn't viewed as that.
What she said?
This one song,
Ring My Bell.
Nah, that ain't not Anita Ward. That's Anita Ward, not her.
Who you got?
This goes back. The artist was Minnie Riperton.
I love her.
And the song was "Come Inside Me." Come inside.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Come inside. But the lyrics, the background vocals, the hook is "Come Inside Me." If you look that up, one of the best ballads out there. Good jam. I'm talking about.
We knew Minnie Riperton was. But Minnie Riperton, she loved the Lord, but she might like when she with her husband. She might was a little free. I mean,
there you go. And that's what I'm saying. I want to provoke you guys. Name your song.
But Jimmy, hold on. I got this one from Jimmy. Hold on, Jimmy. Check this out. Come on and go with me. Right? Order my plate. Then what else he said? Then the last song is Do Me. Do Me. He had a Do Me song.
Every damn song Prince made, see, that's the thing. That was his character. He even personified that character.
I'm talking about Teddy Pendergrass. I'm talking about Teddy Pendergrass.
But Prince set his sex sold for him.
Yeah.
That was his image.
So you saying we're gonna lose this next generation because, man, let me tell you something. So I think Walter Yates, are you saying this country needs some sexual healing? Do we need to be, because this a sex crazed society we in? The porn industry is worth, generate more money than the National Football League, the National Basketball League, and the NBA all together? Is that what you talking about, Walter Yates? Porn with Hub and all of them. They even got, hold on, Jimmy. They got some things called OnlyFans, where the girls, hold on, the girls that went from posing on Instagram. Dodo, my son called and gave me a lesson the other day. He said, Dad, it's a girl we know. She on there. I said, no. She grew up, I remember she was a kid. Hold on. Now, you know how you're on your own Instagram and you got the bikini on. Now you can go and see them on another site, but you got to pay monthly.
OnlyFans. That's what people are doing during COVID.
Wow.
That's what a lot of people my age are doing during COVID.
He said, Dad, are you sitting down? I said, what? Dad, so-and-so messed around and sent me an invitation to her. And she said, guess how much she charged, y'all? $19 a month. No, $19.99 a month, Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't know about you. Add them. Hey, you, no. You the what you call it? You the numbers man. Jimmy, add that $19.99 up for me. If they got 10,000 followers. Jimmy, add that up for me, baby. I can't count that long.
I'm looking at some of these comments, man. These people nasty, man. They say Robert Kelly. And, I'm just thinking about it. I mean, I was talking about way back in the days, but yeah, R. Kelly.
Man, I didn't realize it was this many comments. Oh my God. But I didn't know. Y'all got to understand, sometimes we be so isolated in our own worlds. I didn't know there was another whole world out there. And guess what? Y'all They sending so many messages, Jimmy, on the collaborated feed, Jimmy. It just to stop. So I got to go over here and over here. But Jimmy, maybe this is a sex crazed nation. Jimmy, we need some sexual healing for real. Yeah, because think about
now
it.
You're gonna throw Marvin Gaye in the, now you're gonna throw Marvin Gaye in the mix. Marvin Gaye ain't got shit to do with this. You gonna throw Marvin Gaye in the mix?
No, not Marvin Gaye. No. I'm talking about
said
Jimmy. I just told you, Jimmy. The porn industry, Jimmy, generates more money than any one of these are sports and all put together.
Hey, remember I told you I got a kinfolk. My little cousin, he one of them horsemen. A little kinfolk make that bread, man.
No, Jimmy, hold up. I know y'all saw this. It was a lady up in the Hamptons, up in the Hamptons area. She found $100,000 in her son's room, a mom, and kept it, telling me she gonna give it to the police and asked him where he was getting it from. Guess what he was doing? He was knocking off all the old ladies in Hamptons for $5,000 a pop. And the mama want to take the money away from him and give it to the police. Jimmy, it's an article. It's a confirmed article. Little fella, 20 years old, had his shirt off, $5,000 a pop. Them rich women, he knocked off one, and I guess the rest of them told her, "Hey man, hey, go over there. The man had $100,000, man. 20 years old, pimp.
So I got a question then for Dodo.
Okay.
Dodo, step to the front of the congregation. In college, I noticed because we had a basketball young man, a couple of young men about 3-4 years ago that were stars on the teams, but everybody in the basketball arena knew that this one young man, he also became a Instagram model.
Mm-hmm.
And he had back then he got enough followers to get paid. You know, he was doing good with that. Do you know, is that something that's common? Because I've noticed a lot of like cheerleaders and people on college campuses. Do you hear people talk about they make money, you know, from showing their bodies online?
Well, I mean, just if people think you cute and you an athlete or you a cheerleader or anything, there's all types of ways. I've been finding out during COVID how many ways different people can get paid. I'm talking about from YouTube views, you know, everybody wants to start a YouTube channel, to likes on Instagram, you know, retweets or whatever. People get paid all types of ways. And I mean, if they have the platform, I don't blame them for doing it.
So you mean you down with it? Tell them get their bread.
I mean, and then you have situations where you have certain coaches that don't want to allow, you know, some athletes to do stuff like that. So then, you know, you have that to come into play. But outside of that, I mean, in people's own individual lives, I mean, they could do anything.
So what's the most you've heard somebody charge or make that you know, and a person at your age, from those video pages or whatnot, or social media pages?
Well, I don't know exact amounts. Money amounts, I don't know. I think that it just varies. You know, as you continue to go up, it's more money. And then you can never, you know, guesstimate how much people are putting under the table. So,
man, I did not know this was gonna go here, ladies and gentlemen. We did not, because I just, if listen to me, if Kimberly Jackson triggered me, she lit the torch, Jimmy. Kimberly Jackson said, we were supposed to ask about it, and thank you, Kimberly, because I learned something today. I thank you, but guess what? I'm gonna have something for y'all tomorrow.
Boy,
this crazy.
This is off the chain. I'm speechless on this, and of course, now
Jimmy,
lastly,
you see what Angel said? You tried to move on, but I kept pushing you in. Angel, I wasn't trying. Angel, Kimberly started it. Kimberly Jackson, y'all blame Kimberly. Kimberly, I'm throwing you under the bus. Somebody text me what I know about Pornhub. Come on now. Come on. I read a lot.
I damn sure don't none of those. You ain't gonna have this stuff popping up on my screens. I don't do it. But one thing guys, we almost at that time, and if you hadn't done so, it's still not too late to share today's show.
Yeah.
Share the show with your timelines, with your hoop groups, with your friends. It's a great dialogue that can help somebody get through the middle of their day. And that's one of the reasons for the Chop Shop. We want to definitely thank you, Dodo, for coming and chopping up with us. You got off work early today and came and chopped it up with us on the Chop Shop.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. We didn't get a chance. We'll talk tomorrow about the conferences and go through the Power 7, that is. They call it a Power 5, but when it comes to basketball, it's really a Power 7. We'll go through those 7 conferences and their decisions to whether they're going to proceed with football and what's going to likely happen with basketball. I've talked to a number of those guys over the past week and give you some of their thoughts. Also tomorrow, Dirk Minifield is expected to join us. And with, his team won the girls JV division over at the Pull Up or Shut Up tournament this past weekend. He had a group of 15-year-old kids, and they did fairly well. So former Kentucky and Houston Rocket, NBA started is Dirk Minifield will join us. And also, we're going to share his thoughts on the NBPA, which he's a very active member, as well as the bubble and the NBA playoffs previews going into the weekend. Once again, playoffs going to start. The play-in game, that is, will start on Saturday in the NBA. But any last thoughts, Dodo, for the people out there, and how can they follow you on social media?
Well, y'all can follow me at _Dorian Branch on Instagram and Twitter if you want to. I'm condoning foolishness on the Chop Shop Boom Boom Room. Don't come on my page with that stuff though, because I try to be professional, very, very professional on there. So for real, don't follow me.
You talking about the Boom Boom Room? They professional. They just have their opinions.
They are professional, but then on my pages, Instagram and Twitter, don't follow me. I'm not arguing with you on there. Like I'm not.
I got you.
I'm not responding at all. I responded to Boom Boom Room.
No, just gonna say who it is. Walter Yates, don't follow her. Okay, I'm just gonna call you out. Okay.
He could leave me alone. Everybody else. Women, thank you, Women Rock Wednesday.
Yeah,
it was a good
but
one.
Women Rock.
It was a great one.
And congratulations to Kamala Harris. Yeah, we can't forget about that. And all the women, all of y'all rock. All of y'all rock. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the information. Thanks for Kimberly Jackson today. I noticed Mindy got off of there. Mindy Collins got off this page when that got to happen. She a first lady. She went and got to start praying for all of us. So I'm glad Mindy probably tuned out. Mindy, I just wanted to figure out what it was. Now that I know, guess what? You know where I'm about to go. Thank you for that video. Somebody sent it to me. But thank you, Jimmy.
And also, I posted the lyrics to that Minnie Riperton song. The thing Stacey using is called "Inside My Love." And those
lyrics
with
your little Nancy, you kidding? That lady ain't said nothing about come inside nothing.
Wait a minute. I'll read you two of the sentences.
Uh-oh.
You can see inside me. Will you come inside me? Do you want to ride inside my love? That's the hook line that she repeats over and over and over, the background singers on that song.
Not Minnie. I love Minnie. She didn't say that, did she? Turn out the lights. Light a candle.
All right, now you don't know if Teddy was talking to a man or woman on that song. So anyway, guys, on behalf of Robert Hatter, we got Dodo Dorian Branch, Dodo's nose up in the house and close myself.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop.